Have you ever wondered how much your ego directs the course of your life? Indeed, the ego often takes the driver's seat in our lives, steering us towards decisions that may not always be in our best interest. It's this invisible yet powerful force within us that fuels arrogance, hinders growth, and can even lead us towards failure. Think about it. The ego is like a chameleon, changing its color to blend into our thoughts and actions. It convinces us that we are entitled, that we are the center of the universe, and that we are always right. These ego-driven behaviours, such as entitlement, self-absorption, and overconfidence, have a destructive influence on our personal and professional lives. History, philosophy, and literature are replete with examples of the ego's destructive influence. Consider the classical Greek tale of Narcissus, who, entranced by his own reflection, lost his will to live. Or the downfall of many historical figures, from emperors to business tycoons, whose unchecked ego became their undoing. The ego whispers in our ear that we are special, that we are above the rules, that we deserve more. It's this unchecked ego that blinds us to our own faults and prevents us from learning from our mistakes. It's the ego that makes us defensive when we receive feedback, that makes us feel superior to others, and that prevents us from growing. But it's not all doom and gloom. The ego, while a powerful force, isn't invincible. It's within our power to recognize and confront our ego-driven tendencies. By cultivating humility, self-awareness, and a focus on continuous learning, we can keep our ego in check and steer ourselves towards growth and success. The ego, it appears, is quite the cunning adversary, standing in the way of our growth and success. But remember, it's only as powerful as we allow it to be. We have the power to tame it, to keep it in check, and ultimately to ensure that it serves us, rather than us serving it. The ego, it appears, is quite the cunning adversary, standing in the way of our growth and success. But what if there was a way to harness this sneaky foe, to turn it from enemy to ally? Let's explore the virtues of humility, self-awareness, and continuous learning, the essential tools for overcoming the ego. Humility, often misunderstood as weakness, is actually a strength. It's the ability to acknowledge that we don't know everything, that we are all works in progress. Humility keeps us grounded, reminding us that our achievements and knowledge are not solely our own, but the result of collective efforts. It's a virtue that encourages us to appreciate others, to value their input, and to remain open to new ideas and perspectives. Next, we have self-awareness, the ability to see ourselves objectively, to understand our strengths and weaknesses, our passions and fears. Being self-aware means recognizing that we are not infallible, that our actions and decisions have consequences. It's about understanding our impact on the world and the people around us. And the final tool in our arsenal is continuous learning. This is the commitment to constant self-improvement, to never stop seeking knowledge and wisdom. A learning-focused mindset keeps us curious, innovative, and adaptable, helping us to keep step with an ever-changing world. These virtues, humility, self-awareness, and a focus on learning, are not only tools to keep the ego in check, but also catalysts for personal growth and professional success. They promote resilience, empathy, and open-mindedness, qualities essential in today's diverse and dynamic landscape. Humility, self-awareness, and a focus on learning, the three keys to taming the ego. So, how do we go about adopting these virtues and overcoming ego? Well, it starts with a conscious decision to confront our ego-driven tendencies. It's about recognizing our entitlement, self-absorption, and overconfidence, and understanding that these traits are not a testament to our greatness, but rather obstacles to our growth. Next, we need to embrace humility. Humility does not mean thinking less of ourselves, but thinking of ourselves less. It's about acknowledging that we don't have all the answers and that there's always room to learn and grow. This mindset opens the door to self-awareness, allowing us to understand our strengths and weaknesses better and to see ourselves as we truly are, not as we believe ourselves to be. Then comes the commitment to continuous learning. Whether it's reading a book, taking a course, or seeking advice, we need to be proactive in expanding our knowledge and skills. But of course, this journey is not an easy one. It requires resilience, determination, and a lot of patience. There will be setbacks and failures, but these are not signs of defeat. They are opportunities for us to learn, grow, and become better versions of ourselves. And there you have it. It's not about eradicating the ego, but about understanding and controlling it. As Ryan Holiday puts it in Ego is the Enemy, ego is not just the enemy, it's you, and you can be the master of it.